not exactly how we planned the start of the holiday.
Start the holiday tired.
Frank, what's tyres? In March 2022, we finally got to go on our long-awaited family holiday to Florida. The night before the big journey, we decided to stay at a hotel near the airport and had a lovely meal at the Romper Inn, Manchester. I had the gammon with rum and coke glaze, which I can highly recommend. Our hotel for the night was the Premier Inn, Manchester. Time to get a good night's sleep. We've got a long day ahead tomorrow. It was a 6 a.m. wake-up call. I think Freya's face speaks for all of us. We headed downstairs to join the family for breakfast in the hotel. Hi! There were 14 of us travelling all together. Myself, my grandmother, my parents, my sisters, their husbands, and our combined 6 children, ranging from 11 years to just 4 months. I know. We're crazy. We flew from Manchester Airport, and after hearing horror stories about the queues, we decided to arrive especially early. How are we doing, kids?
Amazing.
Amazing hands on.
Amazing in terrible.
Hello. Hello. Check-in and security actually went really smoothly. We made it through with bags of time to spare. It was a very different story from Mum, Dad and Mama, who had booked the airport assisted check-in service. I'll leave Dad to tell you more about that over on his channel. Check out the link in the description below. Time to head to the gate. We had chosen to fly with Icelandair for what would be my first flight in over 20 years and the girls' first flight ever. Poppy, give us a wave.
I didn't actually know I was like this, so I'm scared of heights. But I actually like
I told you don't feel like you're high, it's crazy. Hi Frey. Hi. We survived.
No. Yeah, half and half, I guess. I still sometimes feel like I'm dropping.
By the time we get home, home, you'll have done this so many times, you'll be like, going on a plane, it's fine.
That is how high we are. I should be terrified at this point because I
So Poppy ordered some Pringles, some Stroop waffles. I've got Pepsi, Freya's got a muffin. Wait to Grandad. So Grandad's filming us, look. That's apple juice. Oh, it's like a little pastry. It's a little Icelandic pastry thing. You have to nibble it and see what you think. Maybe it's like a sausage roll. A cheesy pastry. And there's all Baby Bell. And I've got lots of Haribo for you. So this is a little kids meal box that you get complimentary. And it has a Baby Bell, a cheesy puff pastry thing which I think nobody likes, and an apple juice. The girls coped so well with their first time on a plane, helping keep me calm and even helping to entertain the little ones. What have you got? It's a bibbit.
I'm an airplane.
Hi!
She's kicking my stomach.
Hi!
Can you stop? Can you get...
ever in Iceland. There was no way I was missing out on the release day for Bridgerton Season 2. Poppy slept for almost half of the long-haul flight to Orlando. It's alright for some.
No spoilers.
In-flight meals were not included in our package, but we were able to pre-order sandwiches to keep us going.
So this was totally worth the 7-hour flight. Here we go.
You're the best one.
What happened? You were here.
You were the best. I love you so much.
Here we are, look, and it drops us off at the other side.
Okay, so we interrupt the regularly scheduled programming to say this is the point where our long-awaited dream once-in-a-lifetime holiday went a teeny bit awry. Settle in, kids, it's story time. So, picture the scene if you will. It is approximately midnight US time, it's about 4 in the morning UK time, and we have just arrived at Orlando International Airport. We are exhausted. There are 14 weary travellers, ranging from my grandma who's like 80 plus right down to the baby who is 3 months, 4 months, I don't know, is a baby. And yeah, it's been a long day. We've been awake for getting on for 24 hours at this point. We've been travelling for about 15. We've been on a plane for about 9 of those. It's been a long day. We get through the airport security, customs, baggage claim, all of that reasonably smoothly, about as smoothly as these things go. You know, it's a tiring process, but it's manageable. And all the time we just keep saying to ourselves, it's okay because we're gonna go get the car, drive to the villa, and then we will just collapse. Everything's going to be fine. Let's just keep plodding on. We get to the Alamo car hire pickup and we pick up our 3 ridiculously large SUV style vehicles, which is probably quite lucky considering later events, but we'll get to that. And we drive parade styly to our villa, our home accommodation for 2 weeks in Devonport, Florida. The drive's about 30 to 45 minutes. It goes pretty easily, traffic is fine. We pull up to our villa complex, we check in at the gate, we get our little passes to say that we are staying there. Everything is going swimmingly until we pull up to the villa and there's a car on the driveway. This is probably the first moment where we think, what's going on? Like, is there a problem here? My brother-in-law went to check. He knocked on the door of the villa and shock, horror, the villa is already occupied. The guy at the door explains that he is currently staying in the villa with his family and they are not scheduled to leave until 10 AM the following morning. We did try to contact the owner of the villa to figure out what had happened and try and resolve this mix-up, but by now it's about 1 in the morning and we weren't able to get through. The phone did connect once. We don't know if he hung up on us or if there were connection issues, but we didn't manage to talk to him that evening, which left us in the wonderful predicament of wondering where on earth we were going to sleep for the night. So we spent a while calling around all the local hotels, motels, apartment complexes, you name it, anything we could think of, to see if anywhere had anywhere we could stay. Surprisingly, there wasn't anywhere that actually could accommodate 14 people at 2 in the morning at a price we could afford. Who would have guessed it? So after a bit of sort of toing and froing and umming and ahhing, we decided just to give it up for a bad job and just find somewhere to crash for a few hours until the next morning. We decided to go and find somewhere where we could get something to eat, maybe use some facilities. Obviously we'd been on a plane for most of the day, so we hadn't really had like a proper meal since breakfast the day before. And we ended up in a Denny's at 3 AM, which, funnily enough, is not the first time in our life we've been locked out of a villa and been in a Denny's at ungodly hours of the morning, but that's a whole different story. We're quite a sort of positive family, so we did sort of try and make the best of it. We did try and make a bit of a joke about the fact that we were once again stuck in a diner at 3 in the morning in Florida, as if this is something that my family do on a regular basis, and, you know, tried to keep the kids' spirits up. We ordered pancakes and breakfasts and hash browns and coffees and drinks all around, and just generally tried to keep everybody's sort of spirits light, but it was really, really hard. Everybody's feeling very stressed, very anxious, very worried about what exactly we were going to do if we didn't have anywhere to stay for the whole 2 weeks of the holiday. We sort of sat and looked on the internet for other places to stay. We sort of tried to come up with plans B, C, D, all the way through the alphabet to try and figure out what we were going to do the next morning. And then finally, when we'd all had enough, we drove back to the villa complex, pulled up in the public car park outside of the sort of pool house building and just crashed. You see, now I'm grateful we had those really, really big cars. So it wasn't like the most comfortable night's sleep we ever had. You know, I think people slept for varying degrees. My dad and I dropped off for maybe an hour at tops, and then about 6 AM decided that no one was getting any more sleep. We were all a bit fed up, so we popped to a local 24-hour McDonald's to get breakfast, get coffees, and so people could go to the toilet if they needed to, and then decided that we had nothing better to do, so we may as well go and have a wander around Walmart at 6 in the morning just for funsies and an excuse to stretch our legs. It was also a good opportunity to pick up sort of like essentials like drinks, juice, snacks, cereal bars, just in case we didn't have access to a kitchen for the next few hours, because we weren't really sure what that day was going to look like. So we went around Walmart and just had at it. I just said to the girls, if you want it, get it. Like, we're not going to worry about spending money right now because we have got to do something to weigh up the balance of this holiday. It's not exactly got off to the best start. Go at it. So that was a bit of fun, and it killed a couple of hours until about 8 o'clock when we drove back to the villa, and thank goodness the guy who had been there had vacated, the villa was now empty, and we finally got into our accommodation 8 hours after we'd originally arrived in Florida. So we never really did find out exactly what happened with the villa. We had paperwork, we had emails, correspondence we had booking confirmations and everything with the villa owner to say that we definitely had been arriving on the Friday. We'd had conversations back and forward about the fact that we were arriving on the Friday. So we knew that it wasn't that we had done something wrong. That was the day we told him we were arriving. When we did eventually speak to the villa owner, he was very apologetic. He was very worried about us. He asked if we'd found anywhere to stay. And he explained that the guy who'd been in the villa should have checked out the day before and hadn't. On the other hand, the cleaning service, who came later that day, said that no, that guy was definitely booked to leave on the Saturday, and that that's when they were booked to come in and clean. So it's all a bit fishy, a bit dodgy, and we never really got to the bottom of exactly where the mix-up was, but there obviously had been some mix-up somewhere. To add insult to injury, since getting back to England, we haven't been able to get hold of the owner at all to sort of talk about what happened, discuss it. You know, we weren't really like looking for major sort of compensation or anything, but we did pay for one night's accommodation that we didn't get the benefit of, and we also racked up a bill in Denny's for a family of 14 eating when we probably wouldn't have done had we not been locked out of the villa. So a little bit of a refund would have been appreciated, or, you know, just an apology. But as it is, we're having no luck getting in contact with him, so thanks a lot for that. Having said that, obviously I'm sat here now a few weeks later and everything got sorted and we were fine, and now it's now Saturday morning, we are settled, we've unpacked, and we are getting ready to head over to Disney Springs and start the holiday properly. Back to the vlog. The most look at it, the most magical place on earth. Our main reason for visiting Disney Springs was to collect our park tickets and buy customised magic bands for the girls.
This is your first taste of Disney. It's sort of the Disney light here. Disney light. Not too Disney, just a little bit Disney.
The ticket collection was very straightforward, but sadly they'd sold out of the magic bands. Still, it was nice to have a walk around, even if I did get sunburn really quickly. And of course, there were our first Disney snacks.
What have we got, Poppy? Strawberry gelato with sprinkles. And what's Freya got? That was good, Grandad.
I had half of one. Because it was cheaper.
Yeah, you definitely haven't already eaten the first half.
Hey! Hey, Lily! Oski! Say hi. Oh, very good.
Poppy, where are we?
We're in Disney World!
Yeah, do it.
Monorail? Yeah, we'll be on that in a minute.
What we got? What's the badge say? First visit. Wow, first visit. What you got there? Oh, is it your first visit? Are you ready for go and see the Magic Kingdom?
This is Freya and Wendy. Looking very cute. And Poppy's in her pirate outfit. What's around your neck, like a pirate? Aztec gold.
There are two main ways to make the journey to the Magic Kingdom from the transportation and ticket centre: monorail or boat. As much as I like the monorail, with 2 wheelchairs and 4 strollers, the boat was a far easier option.
Hey, Lily, I can see you. Hey, Oliver. Boom, 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 boom.
And it offers some very beautiful views as you make your way to the park entrance.
On our way, we will travel 1 mile across the man-made Seven Seas Lagoon. For your safety, please stay where you are until your season comes, and the captain is giving you all clear. Because this is a free floating vessel, we do have a tendency to bounce around.
As we took our first steps onto Main Street, USA, we were greeted with our very first taste of Disney magic.
Oh, look. Come outside.
Disney Memory Maker was included in our ticket price, which allowed us to use the PhotoPass service. With PhotoPass, there's no need to negotiate over who will hold the camera, and you can get some truly amazing family photos. Like this one.
Go on then, girls, you lead the way. This is our first official Disney attraction of the 2 weeks, thank God. Falling over. Are you excited?
Yeah.
For our first Disney meal of the holiday, we chose Pinocchio's Village House, more through convenience than any actual urge to eat there. Unfortunately, we didn't have the best experience. Serving standard fast food such as pizza and chicken tenders, the food was distinctly average. Guests were instructed to use mobile order, however due to the long wait times, many of the orders were being cancelled before the guest got through the queue to the collection point. Not the best start to Disney dining, but don't worry, it does get better. We had planned to stay and watch the fireworks, but as we had a long and emotional day, we thought it best to head home and catch up on some beauty sleep. And we still got to enjoy the show on our boat ride back to the car park.